I wonder how many people are going to read this chapter title and just not like I was almost about to read it like a name. I don't know how many other people are going to make that mistake. One Piece, chapter 1185, Mind Your Own Beeswax. Oh, I hope Brooke doesn't say this because I don't know how I can make that work in a in an English accent, to be honest. It's a very I don't know, gives me like a New York vibe, but that might be totally off though. Reader request, I can't wait for Luffy to eat this. Hancock practices her cooking. Fair enough. I suppose I haven't really commented on Hancock. You know, obviously I've started these reactions quite recently, and I don't talk about One Piece much on Twitter because, well, I don't talk about One Piece ever. I barely talk about anything on Twitter nowadays, to be honest. It's a bit of a weird form of writer's block. I feel like I need to justify everything I say when really I should just tweet every once in a while, throw out some ideas. But yeah, I guess I've already said. I've made it clear I'm going to go into a ramble here. Yeah, I'm like not a big fan of Hancock. I don't think I see what a lot of people see in her. I mean, design-wise, yeah, cool, but yeah, never been a big Hancock fan. Yeah, I mean, nice to see her smiling, I suppose. We don't usually see that. It's a new expression for her that isn't just the bashful smile. I definitely prefer this more confident smile. Let's get into Mind Your Own Beeswax. Candle, I want you to take Brooke as your squire and teach him proper manners and speaking etiquette. Of course, Prince Reuven. Boy, there sure are a whole lot of pretty ladies around the place. Please don't make me say anything ridiculous out loud again, Brooke. Pretty lady, skip that one. Pretty lady, stop that. But you're the prettiest of them all, Candel. Lady Candel, you are my squire. Show me your panties. Brock! You don't like your uniform? Oh. Just a second. So I just gotta get rid of a message in chat. You know, I've forgotten how I used to do this. Ah, there we go. I have to click on it and ban and delete. There we go. Show me. Not reading that again. You don't like your uniform? If I conform to school culture, I'll lose my touch for writing good music. But the convoy uniform now, that's what I want to wear someday. Oh, and I like that sleeping with the guitar. I mean, right in this little panel here, he's wearing like the same sunglasses as like, well, I don't know if they're the same sunglasses, but it reminds me of Post Time Skip. What's it say on his t-shirt? It looks like is that like sunlight? Is that it's not Taiyo. I mean, that's just like I see sun and I see Hikari. I am blanking on if I mean, those have got to go together. Nico. Okay. That's really interesting. So he's got written on his shirt, unless that in itself is a kanji I'm forgetting. Let me just double check that. Okay, it could say Akiraka. It could okay, now that doesn't really appear on its by itself. Now, it's probably Nico, sunlight. Let me just double check that is what it means. Yeah, sunlight, sunshine, sunbeams. Nico. I mean, considering what we had a couple chapters ago with him literally jumping up in front of a rising sun like Nika, I do find it very interesting that his shirt here says Nico, which is sunlight. That is very interesting. Anyway, we see, I guess, other knights or something. You're a lucky kid, you know that. You get to be Lady Candel's squire. Yo! Are you in love with any particular man, Candel? I do make him sound like an adult, even as a kid, but I'm not a voice actor. Lady, and yes, but he is far out of my league. I like seeing them doing thrusting practice. Oh, that sounds wrong. Just fencing, thrusting with targets. So I trained very hard with the sword so that I might be as close to him as possible. Oh, I bet he'd like you if you dressed more ladylike. Shut up. Shut up, Brock. Her outfit's awesome. Oh, that's not necessary. I'm happy simply being at his side. His side? Are you talking about me? No. Lady Candel, do you... Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Brooke. Why did I have to start reading? Why did I have to start reading One Piece out loud in this flashback? Lady Candel, do you wear men's underwear too? No. What? Then show me then. Brooke, you still haven't learned any etiquette. When asking a favor of others, you have to speak politely. Then would you mind showing me your panties, please? Of course I mind. Forget speaking politely. I need to beat some manners and civility into you. Good grief. Okay. Strength and etiquette are equally important. Really? Then I'll do better. I'll try harder. At least he's got the spirit. He's a poor, traumatized child. You've got to cut him some slack. Lady Candel is the light of our admiration, the sun that shines upon our country. Which reminds me, one time a ship from the world government washed up on Esperia, and the kingdom was stunned to encounter a type of authority we'd never experienced before. The celestial dragons? That's right. They certainly threw their weight around. Lady Candel was bedridden for several months after that due to fatigue. And you wouldn't believe how gloomy the people were during those months. Yo-ho-ho. I shouldn't laugh, but it truly was as if the sun itself had set. However, that was only the precursor to wonderful news, Princess Shuri. Okay, this is very suspicious. I mean, I remember people saying last week, like, oh, people are theorizing it's she's evil. The devoted Blade line is looking more suspicious if she was mysteriously sick after the celestial dragons came. Anyway, what's this wonderful news? I think I can guess. Your father, the beloved uncouth prince, ascended the throne. Oh, I thought it was her birth. And at the same time, he married your mother, Lady Candel. The stage of Esperia was engulfed in the cheers of the audience. And then you were born, Princess Shuri. The kingdom was all in a tizzy. Show us her face. Eek, she's so cute. Thank God she takes after her mother. I got a bit off track there, but my point is I love your parents dearly. I owe them everything. I would give my life for them. I call this one Sacrificial Rock. What is... Okay, so he's singing, right? I mean, obviously he's singing. Okay, so I'm a little bit thrown off by Shirley here being like, Papa, Mama, Papa, Mama. Well, Brooke, what would you do if it was me in danger? This is the same thing, of course. I would give up my life. Yes, indeed. Because I'm Papa and Mama's daughter? Because it's you. Oh, he paused. Because it's you. Why did you pause? Be honest with me. She's pouting. He pulls out a lollipop and she is changing her tune entirely. And then, so yeah, those two sparring again. Brooke clearly giving no effort in parrying all of his strikes. And she's riding on his shoulders. Papa! Father! Don't be a child. I love you too, Father. And we see Candel. I mean, she's smiling. She doesn't look like someone who's been brainwashed by, Emu or anyone. So yeah, I wonder what the deal is with her. When you want to be independent from your parents, why not sing this song for a change, princess? Mind your own beeswax. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, is it? Okay. I guess it's Shuri saying that. Anyway, so we're seeing little scenes of Shuri cutting her finger and Brooke running over with a med kit. Brooke giving him an umbrella as she looks after a puppy. Her really trying to grow as she ages. It's a phrase. It's a phrase from Kamigata, a land to the west. Brooke flirting with other women, getting chased away by a ghost puppet. Mind your own beeswax. I ain't some puppy dog lured by the candy store. I ain't a kid at all anymore. Oh, this is really sweet. Interesting how we get to their current little, what little relationship they have in the modern day. Of like, I never wanted to see you again. Yeah, singing and fishing together, and the fish are dancing, and they're blobfish. I love that. Shuri fighting with a nurse while Brooke's injured. Shuri cooking with Kendall. All passed out when Brooke finally gets to eat it. That's sweet. Laughing together, the year that Shuri turned 15. It sounds awful. Esperia lost its music. A kingdom was shrouded in a deep and terrible mist that lasted for half the year. The country's heritage, its treasured instruments, all rotted, and the mist curdled into smog that swallowed the island whole. That's interesting. I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing on the mist of God Valley, but was it vaguely similar to like there was something like that mist at the end of God Valley that like swallowed it. That's interesting. From that point on, the streets were filled not with music but the sounds of coughing. Let's lift their hearts with yeah. The poisonous smog racked the lungs of tens of thousands and took several hundred lives. The mist will clear, I know it will, says Candell, but we see someone hunched on what might be rubble, might be a dead body. And we get the classic anime dead mother shot of the funeral. In the face of many baffling and horrific events, the kingdom grew weary and numb, and even after the mist lifted, the scars it left were felt deeply by all. We see Candell's funeral, Shuri crying, Brooke crying, Reuven crying at her grave. Your Majesty, I'm assuming this is Brooke until proven otherwise, Your Majesty, we can no longer afford to make the heavenly tribute payments to the world government. Oh no, it's probably just a random guy. Yeah. Oh, nice to see Raph's in chat. Rest in peace, Candell. We hardly knew you. Yeah. But Brooke and Shuri are sparring again. Brooke. I mean, he's blocking Shuri, but it looks a little bit more tense than the last time he did it. So maybe she's getting a bit better. Sometimes it's as if you can see into the future, princess. I want to be like mother. You certainly have the potential, but I don't think your father will allow a princess to fight on the front lines of battle. Father seems to have something weighing on his mind these days. I can imagine what it's about. There's nothing we can do. My only option is to serve the king faithfully. I thought you wanted to be a pirate, Brooke. My onus comes first. Dreams are a secondary matter. Okay, well, when you leave, I'll go with you. You can't. I will. There's going to be... we see Reuven beaten and depressed. There's going to be a war against the world government. Understood, Your Majesty. Wait, Captain. At least tell us why, Your Majesty. Brooke. They demand 1,000 slaves from us. That's the only way to get out of the heavenly tribute this year. Being a slave in the Holy Land might as well be death. Oh, no. The government will be coming here in 2 months, but I'm not going to choose sacrifices to be handed over to them. Is our country doomed, Captain? Unaffiliated lands, unaffiliated countries turn into lawless wastelands, don't they? Is it true that they'll pillage everything we have? I heard another country in the West Blue got wiped off the map. We wouldn't know about that, right? We're too far in the past. I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be O'Hara. That's well after this. Well, I heard a little story once about a sea brimming with violence, where the boss did want to go, full of samurai warriors and towering giants, so watch out for all of them. God. Always a little bit embarrassed. I do my best with these Brooks singing lines, but I can never quite predict. One, I'm not musically talented in the slightest. Two, I can never really predict how it goes. Give them a little bite and they'll be weak in the knees, like they're running from a swarm of bees. Better think twice, because we got nothing to lose. Wahaha, yep, that's true. They've landed at North Harbor. Get there, 12th Platoon. Okay. Oh, I was honestly... I don't look ahead when I'm reading, but I do always keep a little bit of an eye out for the to be continued in the corner. Very glad not to see it this page. I was expecting to. Mind your own beeswax. They didn't say it would... Little typo there. I don't... Typos in both chapters today. I don't know. Viz going to hell? Everything going to hell in Viz? No standards. No, only joking. I know how busy it gets. But yeah, they didn't say it would be this many of them. I mean, obviously it says say twice. But yeah, say there would be this many of them as well. I don't know. It definitely needs a few looks over. Don't let them disembark. Mind your own beeswax. We're only in the corner of the map, but our name won't be erased just like that. They didn't... Yeah. I like this panel here of Brooke, some sheathing clearly doing the, free hum arrow notch slash, and probably mashing together like two different translations, but this is one place you can't steal from us. Oh, I like that. Commander, the enemy's reached the palace. Block off the stairs. I'll go in. But why can't I fight? Why can't I fight? Don't be stupid. If they take you hostage, then our arms are tied. Please be safe, Princess Shuri. It's a god. Oh, Princess, the garden we strolled through all those times is now burning. Your Majesty, the dump where we hung out is ablaze. Mind your own beeswax, mind your own beeswax. The corners of the map are shining. Feel your courage slip away once you taste my vicious blade. And he's, all throughout that, he's rushing through, cutting down the Marines and Cypher Pole, maybe? I mean, there are some suited, hatted guys that don't quite look like Marines. He's cutting them all down. Huff, huff, Your Majesty, Princess Shuri. Brooke opens the door, presumably, and is shocked to see... Yeah, well, there we go. Who is that? Is that Ma? Okay, we've got multiple things to break down here. So he walks in and sees Shuri with black devil wings, having cut down Reuven, who also... Those also look like devil wings, kind of. It's not his cloak, is it? Wow, what is going on there? Because they're folded like wings. So, and he's got horns. So yeah, he's been flipped as well. For a second, I was thinking, is it just his cape folded weirdly? But no, he has horns. Okay, and there's someone in the background and a shadow that looks like Marcus Mars on the left. So, yeah, Reuven face down, bleeding. Brooke looking on aghast. Shuri looking down, white-eyed and heartless. And someone smoking. The war's going to be over, Brooke. Aren't you happy? Oh. That is brutal. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's something he could see that like it's a difference between like a standard possession or brainwashing when someone does something they'd never do and it's obviously not them. But I think it's different if they're speaking to you. And obviously what Domi Reversi does is makes you an evil, like when Dorian Broglie would Domi Reversi'd, it wasn't just, I'm evil, I love Emu, I'm going to do Emu's bidding. It's him saying, like, yes, we're warriors, destroy it all. It's in character evilness, just, totally blown out of proportion. So, I could imagine, especially depending on what Gunko at this point, we'll say Shuri for now. Maybe Shuri will say some more things to convince Brooke that she is just that bad. Yeah, that is brutal. But who is this guy here? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is someone we've never met before, which makes me wonder. They wouldn't have Brooke kill a Knight of God. This they wouldn't have him kill a Knight of God in the flashback, obviously. Yeah. Aren't you happy, Brooke? You can be a pirate now. Like, yeah, there's definitely a little bit of work Oda needs to do next chapter to make it totally believable, but yeah, I can definitely see where it's coming from. But yeah, so clearly, hey, I'd celebrate the Brook upscale, but yeah, it would maybe raise some questions. Yeah, you can beat a Knight of God, but not Bartholomew Kuma and Shibondi. Yeah, so new Knight of God, clearly. So presumably what happened is a Knight of God was sent to this island, summoned with a summoning circle, Marcus Mars, and then Emu probably hijacked Mars in order to flip Shuri, which is just, when you put it out like that, such a convoluted sequence of events to send a knight to summon an elder to be possessed by the Dark Lord to transform the princess to kill her father. Clearly some, it needs to be framed that Shuri did it. Otherwise, I imagine the Holy Knight could just, do the job himself. But yeah, I wonder what the deal is with this guy. Does Gunko take his place, maybe? Because I just find it interesting. I guess it has to be a Knight of God that Brooke hasn't seen in the modern day. Otherwise, things would have clicked. If it was Summers here, then Brooke would look at Summers and be like, oh my God, it's that guy. So yeah, I do wonder what the deal is with this guy. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't at God Valley either. So yeah, either Emu just decides he's not worth it, or I don't know, something. Yeah. Cool stuff. This was a really cool chapter. I feel like this is one of those chapters I need to start at page 1 and dissect everything I can, because it's just so dense. Okay. Yeah, I think it's. Oh, his shirt changes. Okay, what can we see here? So, first time we see Brooke's shirt at the beginning, it says Nico, sunlight. Again, that is really interesting. Really interesting that that's something Oda's continuing to like frame with Brooke. Him jumping in front of the rising sun, him wearing a shirt saying Nico, which sounds a bit like Nika, It's I don't know how intentional that is, but Nika, the sun god, and here Brooke's wearing a shirt that says Nico, sunlight. Usually, no, never mind. I'll leave that point alone. It's a little bit depressing. Kendall seemed like such a cool character. I wonder if we're going to find out any more details about that time she fought all the. Maybe it was this Holy Knight, this Knight of God that she fought, and that's why she was sick, and now he came back for revenge. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I would like to learn more about that. It does feel a bit of a shame that she's like a cool character, and we get her death this chapter, and half the chapter's just filled with panties jokes. Sometimes I wish Oda would handle his characters with a little bit more dignity, but well, it's One Piece. I'm not expecting it to change this far in. Yeah, I love the montage with Brook and Shuri. That face that Brook's making on page 8, where Shuri's kicking him in the back of the head. It's a brilliant sleazebag face. It looks like he's even, well, I guess he's always wearing that outfit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not that she's showing him the ghost puppet for revenge, because her outfit's different. Esperia lost its music. I wonder if there's any depth to the mist. Maybe. I can't remember exactly how they phrase the end of God Valley, where the island gets consumed. But I mean, yeah, this could just be regular mist, like really extreme mist, One Piece regular mist, worth saying, not real life regular mist. Yeah, it's a shame that it kind of took the soul of the country away. Shuri getting stronger. I mean, Reuven's cool. One of a few. I mean, this puts it. I don't know how to treat this as like a ranking of kings, but Reuven here being willing to declare war on the world government as opposed to just send them slaves. I mean, it's not an extreme that we've seen many kings pushed to, but it's a good sign of respect for his people, if not a sign of recklessness, because it definitely is that. Yeah, what was it? 1,000 slaves. I mean, that is, yeah. I think most kings in One Piece would declare war on the government if they had to face that. Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Kamigata was what that phrase comes from. It reminds me of the Sanachi from Wano. The repetition here makes me wonder if it's going to have any deeper meaning. Yeah, I'm just having a look if Kamigata has any definition that I'm not familiar with. Can just mean hairdo, it's a style of hair, a Kamigata. Yeah. I do wonder if it was written with any kanji. Probably not, knowing One Piece. It's probably just in katakana. Yeah, I mean, the fact it's repeated so much as chapter makes me wonder if that's something bigger. Like, I mean, Sunachi didn't end up being a big deal, but, it had meaning. It was called back to several times, and this makes me think of that. He wanted to be a pirate, Brook. Yeah. I mean, the way Domi Reversi corrupts desires, maybe Shuri did kill her father for the sake of Brook. Maybe that's how she saw it while she was corrupted. But yeah, I love the art in this sequence of, it's scratchy, but that sells it because it's so brutal and the harsh lighting. With Brook just doing this little free hum notch slash whatever, cutting everyone down, going up the stairs. I mean, yeah, this scene at the end. Yeah, I like that enough pieces are presented here where I imagine I've figured out the exact sequence of events. I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong next. I think I heard that there was a break. I haven't checked. I think when Leaks came out, I heard people complaining. And Shonen Jump doesn't say when the next chapter is, while it does say Kagurabachi's back next week. So, guessing there's a break. But oh well. Oh well. Yeah, looking forward to see where we go from here. This is a great chapter, and again, loving this flashback. How much do we have left? I mean, we've done the practical bits. I could imagine next chapter ending with us back in present day, to be honest. Have half a chapter with this confrontation, a couple pages of Brooke meeting up with Yorkie, and then cut back to modern day, I could imagine that happening. But yeah, good chapter as always. Very good. Message coming through. I think 2 chapters at most. I'd say the same, but I can't. Obviously, Oda can introduce new ideas. It could last as long as Oda wants it to last. I just don't think Oda wants it to last that long. I've been saying this will be wrapped up within 5 chapters max, and now it's been almost 3, says Raph's Revenge. Yeah, I mean, I feel like half a chapter dedicated to this conversation. It's not like they can spend forever talking, because then Brooke would know that something's wrong. It has to be quite, has to be quite brief and misleading for the sake of the narrative. Yeah, I don't think we need to spend much time on explaining what happened to Brooke between here and his previously established flashback. It could be as simple as, but he'd need to abandon his country. I mean, the country is destroyed, right? It's probably, yeah. I guess, I mean, it can't be a Lelouch thing, because the Mother Flame isn't in Emu's hands right now. But yeah, maybe maybe a Buster Call, O'Hara, Emu going on a rampage. Yeah. Also makes sense to have some Shuri stuff post Esperia for her perspective later on, says Raphs. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Shuri's perspective on things here. So yeah, probably get a bit there. But yeah, I guess I am interested to see how exactly we, Brooke clearly isn't on the island when it gets destroyed. So does Yorkie? Yeah, I don't know. I just find it interesting, because as it stands, I don't see how Brooke, wouldn't be the last person on the island fighting to the death. Maybe Shuri saves him. Maybe that's it. Maybe Shuri kills her dad and then takes Brooke out to sea with his corrupted desire to make him a pirate, make him fulfill his dream. She's the one who takes him out to sea, finds a boat with Yorkie on it, and plops him down. That could happen. And that would definitely lead more into convincing Brooke that Shuri is evil. She's doing things Shuri would do, and killing her dad. This is Shuri, and there was just an aspect to her nobody could have known. There weren't any signs, other things that people have said after finding out their child was capable of horrific things. But yeah, I mean, I do wonder what part of Shuri's corrupted psyche is compelling her to lick the blood off her cheek. Maybe that's just weird, Shuri. I don't know why you're into that. That's, yeah. There's a little bit of pure evil sprinkled in. It corrupts your real self and also makes you a bit of a freaky evil gremlin person. But yeah, I like the design of this Knight of God here. I'm interested to see what the deal is with him. He reminds me of, he's one of the vice admirals. Which one is it? It's not Momonga. It's not Dalmatian, I don't think. It's not Yamakaji. Which one's he reminding me of? He's smoking, which is a bit like Onigumo, of course. Yeah, because of the spider legs. Yeah, it reminds me of Onigumo. The idea that Onigumo is just a guy who got demoted would be immensely funny. But yeah, I'm going to assume this is a totally different guy. Maybe if Oda really wants to just, needlessly connect things, you can say he's Onigumo's dad or something. People say it looks like Shiryu. I mean, I see it. How much can we really see if I zoom in on him? Yeah, I guess it's just yeah, I kind of wish there was a more. I wish I had like a more high quality version here, because I'm like zooming in. I guess that's just a big brim of his hat. There's like a grey oval on his forehead. I guess that's just how Oda's drawing the brim of his hat. Also seems like he has very long hair. Let me remind myself exactly what Onigumo looks like. I mean, he has the hair too. That is actually. Wait a minute. And the helmet? Kinda, not really. But like as I was saying, the grey cylinder on his forehead looks really weird to be the brim of a hat. If it's some kind of helmet, then that looks even more like Onigumo. And that's how it. What could Oda possibly be cooking for that to be an intentional decision? What could that possibly be? Some people saying Shuri's going to get his hat as Gunko. Oh, let me look at it again with that perspective. I guess so. Yeah, I could see it. And if that is, if Onigumo does get demoted from Knight of God to Vice Admiral, and Gunko takes his place, obviously Oda could say that they're related. We've already had, the Jupiter family. Oh wait, no, they're the Shepherd family, the Somas and Jupiter. So yeah, maybe he'll also say Onigumo's part of a. But they're Celestial Dragon families. You wouldn't just have a Celestial Dragon be a Vice Admiral. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're overanalyzing, but it does look like Onigumo. I find it funny. There's pretty much the one Vice Admiral, the most prominent Vice Admiral that I wouldn't be able to name. Because how many Vice Admirals can I name off the top of my head? We got Momonga, Dalmatian. Who's the other one named after a dog? It's Dalmatian and. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not very good at naming them. Chaton, Momosagi, Doll, all the God Valley ones, Red King, Bluegrass. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, Onigumo's really, really far down my list of Knights not Knights of God. I can't let myself internalize that. Really far down my list of Vice Admirals I remember the name of. Hound. I wasn't. Oh god, there's a bunch named after dogs. Of course, yeah. Hound, Pomsky, and Dole. I was thinking it was one of the Ennis Lobby Vice Admirals. I'll say this is the end of the stream after this because Doberman was the one. I was thinking Dachshund. I know that's not the name of a Vice Admiral. It was like Dalmatian and Dachshund. No, it's Dalmatian and Doberman. But yeah. Saving the streams gets weird if it's over an hour. So I think I'm going to call it that. Maybe answer it. Maybe look at a couple more chats. Onigumo Loki, my Blorbo. He was brutal in the Ennis Lobby Buster Call. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one who is an Ennis Lobby Blorbo, because for me, you could debate if it's Ennis Lobby or not. For me, that will always be. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. How could I forget my Blorbo's name? Is it Kenny? Okay. Oh my God. I was literally thinking of him last week. And I feel like now it's finally come for me to say his name. Jerry. Jerry, I believe, from like CP5 or 3 or something. Let me have a look. Jerry, CP6. I should know him better if he's my Blowbo. But yeah, he's like the one character that I'm like, Jerry is awesome and we should see him again. The boxing guy on the sea train when Sanji came in and Jerry's legs were just around the door and he's looking down on him and boxing. I love Jerry. Probably my favorite of all the scrubs on the sea train. Way over Nero, way over Wanze, way over T-Bone even. There's probably some T-Bone fans who'd hate me for that. But yeah, that was a good chapter. Lots to discuss. I mean, like any good One Piece chapter, there's the events and there's the theorizing about future events. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. It's been a good stream. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week for Kagurabachi. I'm back the week after for One Piece. So, yeah, same place, same time. Have a good rest of the day wherever you are. Bye-bye.